Hello friends, welcome back once again. In this video, we are going to learn or understood about what is Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, and there is some section which give absolute power to Enforcement Directorate. So we cover in this video and try to learn what is it and which kind of section which gives more power to Enforcement Director. Now this is part 5 friends. So please watch part 1, part 2, part 3 and also part 4. And now topic to understand Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 and also what is money laundering. So friends, let's move. As you can see in this slide, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. It means 2002. So friend, the first question arises in our mind that what is money laundering? So money laundering here it means, friend, that it is a process of dirt money or black money convert to legitimate money or white money. So friend, it is a kind of process where criminals use this method or tactics to convert this illegal money or dirty black money to white money. So friend, criminals use these tactics to hide and disguise the real source of money. Yes, friend. So this kind of things criminals were used to disguise or hide real source of money. Why they are doing, friend? Because they avoid from prosecution, from conviction, and also from confiscation of illegal money where they accumulate or they earn. So it means that the illegal money accumulates from like sex trafficking, human trafficking, or kidnapping, also like from bribe, gambling, tax evasion, so on and so forth. So these were the source where criminal try to hide, disguise the real source of the money and avoid prosecution, conviction, and also confiscation of those illegal money. So, friend, criminal use three stages of thing like the first one, placement, where money inject to formal financial system like bank and etc. So the first stage is placement. Now second stage is layering. Here it means the name suggests the same trend. Small amount of money goes in multiple transactions, separate by different channel ways like invest in electoral bonds, also invest in real estate or invest in share market. Here it means, friend, that the small amount of transaction they made by different channels or different ways to invest in this kind of thing in a small amount. So this kind of layering. Now the third stage is integrate. Money enter in financial or economic system in such ways that dirty money or dirt money is become clean and white and again reach to offender or a criminal. So friend, finally from placement to integrate, how the these were the sources, illegal source or they accumulate the wealth, they hide or disguise, and finally again those money came to offender as a clean money or white money, and again they can invest any kind of industry or any kind of buy luxury car or any kind of area they can invest. So it means that finally this money reach to offender as a legal wealth. Yes, friend, as a legal wealth, and then the source is identified from here. But here the source is not identified. So, friend, as you can see in this slide, that how dirty cloth laundered in washing machine and after that it become a clean cloth. The same way money laundering works in this principle. Like money, a dirty money accumulated from these sources like gambling, smuggling, prostitution, donation to political parties, tax evasion, kidnapping, piracy, bribe, and so on and so forth. Now, this illegal money, the source is not identified here. Now, criminal use this three stages of money laundering like placement, layering, and integration. And finally, again, those money came to hand of criminal and as a legal wealth, or after that criminal use this money in or invest in any business, buy luxury car or any kind of share market or anywhere. So this is the way how the money laundering work in this principle or these stages. So friend, I hope you well understood about this topic or what is money laundering. So here there is a one video for 2 minutes. Please do watch, and after that you can understand very well.
First stage is the placement stage, the second is layering, and the third is integration. Now, let's look at each of these stages in detail. Placement stage. Here, the cash generated from criminal activities is converted into monetary instruments such as money orders, traveler's checks, or even the cash is deposited into the accounts of the financial institutions and even banks. This is the very initial stage where the cash is getting placed into the legal financial system. Layering. The funds are transferred or moved into other accounts or other financial institutions to further separate the money from its criminal origin. Integration stage. The last stage is the integration stage, wherein the funds are reintroduced into the system or into the economy. These funds are then used to purchase legitimate assets or to fund other criminal activities which come under legitimate business. Ultimately, this is done to show that the money used to buy these assets is indeed from a legal source. Now, let's summarize the process of money laundering. You have the first stage of placement, where you can see the money is getting placed into various bank accounts or financial institutions. Then this money gets layered through wire transfers, bank deposits, offshore bank accounts, and even on trade basis. And from there, the next stage is into the integration stage, wherein the money is used to purchase luxury assets. It could also be for financial investment, commercial and industrial investment. So, this is a typical money laundering process.
So friend, now in this slide points to understand in Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So friend, Prevention of Money Laundering Act enacted in India on the recommendation of Financial Action Task Force and also United Nations Convention Against Illicit Traffic in Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance 1988. Yes friend, this is the important fact for your examination point of view. Now, Prevention of Money Laundering in 2002 come as a law and enacted in 2003. It primarily focused on to prevent or control money laundering. Yes, friend. In India, the prime focus of this act provide enforcement directed to prevent and control money laundering. Now, it also mentioned there that if any accused or any person accumulates wealth, unethical or an illicit source, they confiscate, seize property gained from illegitimate ways. Yes, friend. So there is also thing we mentioned that special courts under Prevention of Money Laundering Act established for tackle this kind of cases or anyone accused for money laundering. Now, in Prevention of Money Laundering Act, Section 3 define anyone directly, indirectly associated in proceeds of criminal activity like possession, acquisition, claim as untainted property. So, friend, if any person found guilty of money laundering or this kind of things were seen or found by enforcement director, they punish accordingly. So here, Enforcement Directorate is a nodal investigation agency for prevention of money laundering act. So friend, this is a fact. Just go through it once or two times, automatically fit in your mind. Now here, these were the few sections, friend, where ED complete power or absolute power under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. But beside, there is one limitation of Enforcement Director, Section 45, and also Section 17 and Section 45 were recently invoked by 170 invoked by ED, and also Section 45 invoked by Supreme Court, where one of the ARP leader got bail under this section. So friend, section 16, power of survey, section 17, search and seize property, documents, money, any kind of thing related with money laundering. Now, section 19, to arrest a person, enforcement director decide. Yes, friend, it depends on enforcement director that any person or any company members they can accuse for money laundering. It depends on enforcement director to arrest or not to arrest. Now, Section 48, 49, Enforcement Directorate investigate cases of money laundering. Yes, friend. Here also mentioned Section 50, Enforcement Directorate, summon any person and necessary to present. Yes, friend. This is the section where one of the ARP leader defy or disobedience the action of Enforcement Directorate, and after that they punish under the IPC section 174 for disobedience of enforcement director. So though the person, if accused for money laundering, they have to present when the enforcement director summon. Now, here's another section 53. Summoned individual bound to present and truthful statement with documents. Just friend, here it means what is truthful statement, friend? It means that person have to say a truth rather than any false thing with the document. So friend, it is violate under Article 23. So Article 20, friend, you know that's the fundamental rights, and there were the three clauses. The first one is double jeopardy. The second one that acts post facto, and the last one no self encryption. It means that no person compelled to be witness against himself if he or she accused of an offense. So, friend, no one can show any person to be witness of own or himself. So, these were the section where violate this section 53. So, just go through it. Also, AD starts search and seizure of property without individual summon or questioning. So, friend, here it means that Enforcement Directorate absolute power under this section. They can summon individual or not summon, but they can start search and investigate any kind of thing which is related with money laundering. Now, friend, here section 45 is said no accused person shall be granted bail unless the court is certified. It means here Supreme Court or any of the High Court certified that there are reasonable grounds for believing that he is not guilty of such offense and that he is not likely to commit any offense while on bail. So, friends, this were the section where any accused or any person got a bail if they accused for money laundering, depend on these cases. Also on friend medical ground. This is also one case that if a person medical ground they got a bail from constant court. So, friend, here the section 70 is most important section, and I will try to make you understand about the what the section is meaning or what the section is depend or why invoked now recent time. So, money laundering committed by company, each individual who at the time of crime was charged or responsible being a part of entity shall be deemed guilty of contravention shall liable to proceed against and punished accordingly. So, friend, as the definition or as the section already suggests that the what it meaning. Now, my focus is here is a company, friend. So, as you can know, aware about that, company defined as a any corporate, any firm, or any individual as an association. So friend, what the company here defined? It defined that any corporate, any firm, any individual of association. So here it means company. Now, as you can see that Representation of People Act 1951 29A section, it also defined what is political parties. So, as you, the political parties is an association of individual. Yes, friend. So these were the thing you need to remember that the association political party is an association of individual, and also company here defined that the company is an association of individual. So here is the catch, friend. Now under section 17, enforcement director have absolute power. It means that if any political parties member accused for money laundering, they came under this radar, and enforcement director punish or put behind the bar. So this kind of thing invoked, and that's why AAP leader and Delhi CM put behind the jail accusation of money laundering. So friend, Delhi CM is the first sitting CM put behind the bar and also accusation of money laundering. So, friend, here the section 5, prevention of money laundering, enforcement directorate, provisional attachment of any proceeds of crime, seized property related to money laundering. So, though it means that if any person accused for the same, as a proceeds of crime, they can seize their property, any kind of thing which is related with money laundering or accumulate by illegal source or as a showing their fraud or any kind of thing. So this kind of section were given. So though friend, just try to remember this section and might be in upcoming examination directly asked what is the section 70 and then 45 or if there any section is limitation kind of thing of enforcement director. So these were the section, friend. Now some extra knowledge for you, friend. What is it? I will cover this thing to make you aware about that one thing, that what is Financial Action Task Force. So friend, Financial Action Task Force is inter-government policy making and also standard setting body to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. So friend, what is standard setting? So standard setting here, it means that it establishes international standards, develop and promote policies for national and international government to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. So, friend, now it is set up in 1989. This is an important one, friend, in the summit of G7. So, just remember this thing when the Financial Action Task Force set up is in 1989. Now, G7, what is that, friend? Just go through it and which countries comprise in G7. So, for one thing, you remember UK, United Kingdom, USA, Germany, France, Canada, Italy, Japan, friend. So these were the 7 countries which comprise of G7, and this is mostly well-developed countries. Just go through it and learn what is it. Now, its headquarters or secretariat in OECD headquarters, Paris and France. This is an important fact also, friends. So this slide is complete cover of facts. So you need to remember all these facts. And India got 2006 as an observer status, and finally in 2010 got a full-time member. Yes, friend, this is an important one. You need to remember this one. Now, it is 39 member body, meets 3 times in an year. And also, friend, there is a news if any kind of likely asked in any competitive exam that what is 14 plus 9 recommendation. So it is related with Financial Action Task Force, 40 plus 9 recommendation. Now, Indonesia is only observer status in Financial Action Task Force, friend. And also there were the list like blacklist, gray list. So if any country put in blacklist, they don't have aid from like Asian Development Bank, World Bank, and also from IMF and other multilateral organizations if they put in blacklist from Financial Action Task Force. So there were the three countries they put in blacklist, that is Iran, North Korea, and Myanmar. So friend, here as you can see that when country put in blacklist and what it means, and also there is a great list. It serves as a warning for the countries to be compliant to the direction, otherwise or else face risk of blacklisting. So if country first financial action task force put a great list, if they're not complying, thereafter a blacklist where put the countries. Now it is issued to list countries which are found to be non-cooperative in the global fight against money laundering and terrorist financing. So friends, just go through and try to think that Pakistan is in grey list or not. Yes, friend. Just remember what is now. But now Pakistan is not in grey list. Earlier it is put in a grey list. Not it is not. So friend, I hope you well understood about this topic, what is money laundering and the other section related with the money laundering, how enforcement director have a absolute power and there's some limitation. And now friend, please do like, share, Inseparable Demi 1729. Thank you so much.